Welcome anyone to my YouTube channel. This is Everett, aka Two Beasts to Kill You, aka the Beast with the Least. And no intro today. Having a little bit of trouble with my editing software, so the videos, at least for the next few days, probably gonna have to be like this. Unfortunately, where no intro, no nothing. So I guess just get right into the topic. All right, so we're actually some background stuff or whatever, and I talked about in my last video. Yeah, I've been meaning to make this video talking about Xbox and what's been going on, the layoffs, but stuff just kept coming out. So I decided to wait, and yeah, basically now it's just what a week it's been for Xbox. So yeah, let's go with what obviously kicked this all off and everything. But yeah, it's right here. Xbox boss Asha Sharma announces 3,200 layoffs, including 1,600 today, which was on Monday of this week, with 4 studios leaving for new management, and she even sent an email to staff and all that stuff. So 3,200 people are going to be laid off throughout the year, the financial year. So I think that's March or something of next by March of next year or something. 1,600 happened on Monday, which was July 6th, and then the 4 studios that were leaving were South of Midnight developer Compulsion Games and Psychonauts developer Double Fine Productions. They're going to be independent, and they get to retain their IP, which is good. It's a good thing, for especially for fans of those studios. Me, I'm not really a fan of those studios. I didn't care too much for South of Midnight. I was a little bit bored. Um, and their last game, what was it called? We Happy Few. I kind of didn't really care too much about. Had an interesting premise, but fizzled out quick. Same thing with Double Fine. I've never been a big fan of their games, aside from Costume Quest. But even that one, I didn't even play the second one. Uh, I don't care for Psychonauts, and definitely don't care for Brutal Legend. I'm not a fan of Double Fine. So yeah, just it's cool, but not a big loss, I think. Now the other 2 studios that are leaving are actually going to new publishers. They are going to be owned by new publishers. So Hellblade developer Ninja Theory and State of Decay developer Undead Labs. They've entered new terms to join new ownership with funding to complete and grow Senua and State of Decay. So again, Ninja Theory, I'm not that big of if they had the promise of what they were, or not promise, but if they were the studio that they were before making these Hellblade games, I'd be more like, damn, that sucks. That they're not part of the Xbox team anymore. But I mean, I don't care about the Hellblade games. I was not excited really about Senua. But Undead Labs, I do like the State of Decay games. So that is, it's not going to be an Xbox first party title anymore, which kind of sucks. Means it won't necessarily be on uh, Game Pass. There's one other studio, Arcane. We'll see its management under the required consultation with its Works Council to review potential strategic options. Um, so they may potentially sell off or spin out the studio, but we don't know yet as of this point. Obviously, then there's the layoffs that I mentioned, which just went Activision, Bethesda, Blizzard, King, Mojang, Xbox Game Studios, all of it. Everybody was affected. Um, so yeah. Uh, Let me see if I can find it. I know I had it here. Obviously, then with id specifically, we found out that 136 employees were laid off at id. Um, so that was apparently a large majority of the studio, which caused some speculation because there was reports that they hit a lot of the id Tech engine team, which then uh, they came out with a tweet saying, "Thank you for all the support this week. While our studio was impacted, those changes were spread across teams. We still have the crew we need to build games and tech we're known for. The team today is about the same size we were making when we were making Doom 2016. We have always had a flat studio where everyone is a maker, and we will remain true to that philosophy moving forward. We are focused on supporting each other and the team members impacted. We're going to keep building the great games and tech that have defined us for the past 35 years, and we're looking forward to seeing you at QuakeCon this August. So, yeah, that's basically what's been going on with the layoffs and all that stuff. But actually, you know what? Let me go back because we also had this. Asha Sharma put out a tweet saying that this was the email she had sent to employees at Xbox. Now, I'm not going to read all this. This is just basically the outlining of that reset that was, has been talked about for a while, saying that, yeah, they're going to reset their content portfolio. So they're going to obviously focus on what they think they should be focusing on when it comes to games and everything. They're going to reset the platform. There's been talks that they're going to make more games exclusive. Obviously, we know that Gears of War E-Day and I'm forgetting the name of the other game right now, but that one that's like, it looks like a lot like BioShock. They're going to be exclusive. So, with the rumors that they might be willing to make more games exclusive, this would make a lot of sense with the resetting the content portfolio and resetting the platform. Obviously, they're going to also reset how they operate. So, this most likely is just them, like, they're not going to be buying as many studios, and they were getting rid of people when it came to like management, because I don't think it says it here. It might say it further up or whatever. They had 14 layers of management, meaning that they were just like, yeah. They also apparently didn't have a chief operating officer, which now Helen Chang is going to be that person. So that's just a little bit like, wow. Yeah, I don't even know what to say to that one. Um, Now also too, let me close this. Obsidian now is also reportedly going to be focusing on a new Fallout game. Now, originally it was apparently reported that Avowed 2 was being canceled, but there has been stuff. I couldn't find any more tweets or reports, unfortunately, to show you. But um, apparently they're not really actually canceling Avowed yet. They're still working on those games, but yeah, they are now set to be working on a Fallout game, which to me, maybe this means that Xbox is giving them the Fallout franchise and taking it away from Bethesda, because apparently they want Bethesda to really focus on, things like Elder Scrolls and stuff like that. They want, or well, the Bethesda, which is obviously, studios like id and all that. So they want them to focus on their big franchises. So maybe Obsidian might become the Fallout studio, which, yes, apparently they're going to be making one, and Josh Sawyer is heading up. He did work on uh, Fallout before and everything. He was the project director for New Vegas. So exciting news, I guess, for people who are going to, who are Fallout fans and everything. And yeah, the only thing for me is that I'm not as excited about that. I'm excited about a new Fallout game by them, but I also would have preferred for them to stay doing what they're doing, because I liked Outer Worlds. I still need to finish the second one, and I very much loved Avowed. Like, I am very into those types of games, those sword and sandal, magic and swords and all that stuff. And Avowed was one of my favorite games that year. Um, Maybe my favorite game that year. I'm not too positive. I have to look. Yeah, I don't think it was, but so them, just if it's possible. This is just me speculating, because if they're working on a Fallout game, I would assume Xbox is like, hey, yeah, you guys are just gonna work on Fallout. What you're most famously known for, or whatever it is. Um, I'm not. You know, Uh, Going back to my PC, you see right here, there's apparently the Microsoft comms lead had to say that the layoffs were not made to replace employees of foreign workers. There was reports that they had visas for foreign workers, so that's like, whatever. Um, And then Bethesda staff is going to hold protests over the Xbox job cuts, which makes sense. They seem to be probably the part that was hit maybe the most or whatever. But there's things like that, and then one more just straight up Xbox thing. We have they're teasing something. Xbox is teasing something big for next week amid disc to digital rumors. Um, so obviously we talked about recently with PlayStation saying they're gonna end physical disc production January of 2028. So obviously we're looking at like with digital consoles and all that stuff that, and even the Project Helix, yeah, might not have a disc player in it and everything. Console makers are trying to push everything toward digital, and so this does seem like a thing that Xbox would want to do. Like, hey, you have a bunch of physical games, convert them to digital because maybe might not be able to play them, or they just want to do this because they want to push people to digital, and they see like, hey, we want to push you to digital in a more what could be viewed as a consumer friendly thing. But yeah, Xbox insiders did receive a message in lieu of an update this week because I guess there was supposed to be one this week, but it didn't happen. With Xbox's program lead Brad Rossetti teasing that something was big on the way. Xbox insiders on console, as you have been, as you have seen, we paused flighting this week as we prep for next week. Thanks for being patient. The wait is worth the wait, which is a weird way to say it. I promise. So yeah, I mean, I don't know how it would work if that's gonna happen. But I mean, if they're able to do it, cool. I mean, I don't really, I have like, I think one digital game or one physical game. I guess I could go ahead and make it digital. My Digimon World game. Other than that, pretty much all my games are digital. Even games that I do own physically, like right here. Let me see. I have like this steel book for Gears 5, but I own it digital as well as I don't have the disc in here for some reason. I don't know why. Maybe it didn't come with a disc. I don't remember. Um yeah. Yeah. Like this could be cool, if they actually they're able to pull this off. And make it in a way that consumers, the customer is very much like, okay, fine. I'm more willing to go toward digital because, again, I mean, I've been talking about it. I'm not a big fan of these, the console makers taking away choice, but that would be a lot better if they did it that way. One more thing, then, just to finish out this video. Not really Xbox. I mean, it's Xbox CEO Ash Sharma. She's been named as an advisor to the U.S. Federal Reserve for productivity and jobs. Whatever. It's kind of cool, I guess, for her. Not a big deal. But yeah, again, like this has been a pretty, you know, eventful week for Xbox with some layoffs. But all in all, like, look, Xbox laying off staff, 3,200 altogether by the end of the financial year, the fiscal year. Not great, but I mean, it could have been so much worse. We're so used to studios just being straight shut down. For them to have four and then say, look, two are going to be independent, two have new owners, and that fifth one, we're trying not to just straight shut them down. We're seeing if maybe they'll get bought or whatever. Like, I mean, look, I think that's a win that we have to take sometimes, instead of just seeing people just lose their jobs and studios, especially like some of the studios, like Double Fine's been around for a long time, Ninja Theory's been around for a long time, you know, to just go away would just be like, wow, wow. So I don't know. I think that again, it could have been worse. Still not great, but you know, it is what it is, and some exciting stuff potentially with this to digital and an Obsidian Fallout game, and yeah. But those are my thoughts on everything. Really, it's just kind of been a normal thing to talk about layoffs and all this other stuff. But yeah, you like what I do on this channel, like, comment, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. And until next time, I'll catch you later.